My name is Gary Shank. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and I am America's next top shot. My whole life I was destined to actually be the top shot, and I'll tell you for several specific reasons why. Unlike most any competitor you've actually had in the last 2 seasons, and I'm assuming actually going to be on the 3rd season, I actually am accomplished in all different types of projectile weapons and firearms in general. There's not a single gun out there you could put in my hand that I would know how to operate and be able to shoot probably better than anybody else actually at the competition. In the first 2 seasons, I've seen lots of your competitors complain about different weapons and guns that they didn't like, or projectile weapons like tomahawks that they didn't know how to throw, or archery equipment they didn't know how to use. Me, I've actually built my entire life around total marksmanship. So it's actually very fortuitous to me that you've actually developed this particular program. I personally actually own a multitude of different firearms, and have worked in the past as a firearms historian and appraiser. There's not a single gun that you can literally put in my hand that I wouldn't be able to tell you all about and know exactly how to fire. I'm also a very accomplished marksman, so given the opportunity to actually shoot these weapons, I could outperform probably anybody that's been in the last 2 seasons, or anybody else I would actually be against in any future seasons. I've actually personally owned recurved bows. I've shot plenty of compound bows. Black powder weapons, including muzzle loaders of every variety, either modern, inline guns, percussion guns, flintlock guns, pistols, cap and ball revolvers. Anything you can think of, historical or modern, I've actually had experience with and probably own. I own throwing knives and throwing stars, and I had my first blowgun when I was 10 years old. I'm an expert shot with that thing. I can just make some shots that would blow your mind with a blowgun, because it's just something I've always liked to do, which again sets me apart from anybody else actually on the season. They're all experts in one particular field, but none of them as well-rounded and as accomplished as a marksman as I've become on my own accord. Some of the other weapons that I enjoy shooting all the time are, and projectiles, tomahawks. I actually used to participate in reenactments of Civil War and also rendezvous. So historic 19th century weapons like tomahawks and throwing knives and muskets are something I've always enjoyed. I've had a great opportunity in my reenactment days to actually fire cannons and Civil War mortars, something I'm sure nobody else you've ever had on your show has actually ever had any experience with, let alone actually got to fire live in a reenactment or otherwise setting. I shoot competitively in USPSA and IDPA with revolvers mainly, but I've actually competed with a variety of different auto pistols as well. I shoot cowboy action 3-gun. My cowboy action name is Corporal Punishment. I love shooting that. It's definitely a great challenge because you're shooting older firearms or older design firearms and a variety of different ones. You shoot rifle, shotgun, and handgun in a action pistol setting where you actually have to run and gun. Again, physical fitness is something you speak about in your application process, and I'm 28 years old. I'm in great shape. I can run for miles. I can do push-ups, pull-ups, anything you want. I can swim strong and get up and actually make those shots when they count in a most crucial setting. I'm an athlete who participated in numerous different sporting events, so I'm okay with competing in a live environment, and I strive to actually become the best actually out there at whatever I do. I don't actually own any major titles. I've never actually found one thing that I enjoyed so much I wanted to become extremely world famous at. I'd rather actually be a good shooter in all aspects than a great shooter in one aspect. I think I have what it takes to actually win Top Shot or any other major competition I put my mind to. The thing that makes me want to compete in Top Shot is the fact that I get to play with a multitude of different firearms in great settings with great competitors that will actually push me to actually better myself and hopefully show that I'm better than them. I learned most of my skills through my father. My father was an accomplished shooter in his own right. He won many PPC, police practical competitions, back in his law enforcement days. He has since retired, and we enjoy exhibition shooting. Our heroes are the greats like Ed McGivern, and more modern guys like Tom Knapp and Bob Munden. They give us great ideas to actually try different shots, whether it be bullet art, shooting designs with projectiles, splitting bullets on axe heads, which I saw in Season 2. I first accomplished that when I was 12 years old. So to see these experienced marksmen struggle through it is just nerve-wracking, the fact I have not had the opportunity to actually show my skills actually on national television. I would love for the opportunity for my father and I to compete head-to-head against other pairings in any form of competition. My father and I have prided ourselves actually on being total marksmen. Slingshots are something we hadn't used in a long time until we saw them on the first season. Now, through practice and just getting back on that bike, so to speak, we've actually become very, very proficient with shooting slingshots. Throwing knives is something I do in my backyard for fun. Tomahawk from my rendezvous are still something I actually do in my backyard. Recurve archery, compound bows, air guns, paintball markers. Basically, if you could shoot it, throw it, and do so in a competitive environment, my dad and I have actually strove to be the best shooters we could possibly be. I would love to be a competitor on Top Shot, and I guarantee I would come out in the top marksmanship if I can play the reality TV show game. I guarantee that no matter how many challenges I get to put in, I will come up with a $2,000 gift card in my pocket and on top, like some of the competitors I've seen. I don't care about being liked. I care about being the best. And if you care about having the best on your show, I challenge you to put me on your television program. Give me a gun that you think I'll be unfamiliar with, and I guarantee that I will actually have known it, mastered it, and will shoot it better than anyone else on your competition. I look forward to actually talking to a casting director, and I look forward to actually winning Season 4. If not, I'll put my season or my application in for Season 5 and Season 6 until you actually realize that you're never going to find anybody better than me at a multitude of different firearms as I am actually privy to. It's one of the things that sets me apart, again, is the fact that I've literally owned and operated just about every type of firearm there is, and just about any primitive weapon which you might actually put on your show. I have actually personally owned or actually shot or thrown anything else, because I myself just want to make myself a great shooter and a great competitor. But I guarantee you put me on your show and I will win.